Hi kiddos! Today's learning target is I can brainstorm questions to help me research a topic. So before spring break, we spent some time choosing topics that you wanted to research for a social studies project. The topics had to connect humans and the environment. So how humans affect the environment and how environments affect humans right back. And you guys brainstormed some really cool topics. If you forgot what your topic was, the list is in this assignment today. But when you read the list and see what other people's ideas are, I think you can agree at the end of this year when everybody presents their work, it's going to be really fun. But that'll be for later. Today, you're just brainstorming a big list of questions that you think will help you understand this topic and be able to guide your learning as you do your research. So the first step after thinking of a topic is making a big list of things you wonder that are related to your topic. After we have these lists, we're going to start doing our actual research where we dig in and we find out stuff. That'll be a video for next week or possibly later this week, depending on how fast everybody works. We'll see. So, in today's lesson, I have an example video from a friend of ours who worked ahead on this project a little bit, and then you can get started with your own brainstorm question list in your Google Doc. So let's go take a look. Okay, so in today's assignment, you're going to be making a Google Doc and making a list of questions that you want to research. Now, in this assignment, I've placed an example because one of our classmates already started working on this over break. And so if you click the chocolate questions doc, you'll only be able to read it, but it gives you a good idea of what this is going to look like. So you can see there is a title at the top, and the student made it bigger and picked a font that they liked and underlined it. We'll talk about how to do those things in just a moment. And then there's a list of questions that this student wants to investigate. So when you open the research question list doc, it's just going to be blank because this is the place for you to make your list. When you do it, in the top part, you'll want some kind of title. So I'm going to choose a larger size. I don't know, let's go big, like 36. And these buttons let you change the formatting. You can underline, you can italic, or you can make it bold. Italic means slanty. Let's underline and bold. You can also, using these buttons, change the color, but I recommend that if you're going to do that, stick to a dark color. It's very hard to read some of the bright colors or the really light colors. And same with highlighting. Just don't use that button on this assignment. All right, so let's type, and you'll put something that matches your project, but I'm going to put research. Oh, let's type research. Whoops, spelled like that apparently. Question list. Now, when I jump down a few lines, you can see that the cursor is still a very big size. And you can also see that it's still bold and underlined. It's gonna look a little cluttered and messy if everything is the same size and shape as your title. So I'm gonna turn off those and make things small again. I like size 14. So now when I type, you can see how that's like a big important title and then some more normal sized typing underneath it. To make a list of questions, you have two choices. Come over here on the taskbar and there is a list of numbers or a list of bullet points, the little dots. You can choose whichever one of those you'd prefer. In the example, the student used a numbered list. Here I'm going to do a bulleted list, but whichever one you like works for me. And now we start brainstorming the questions you want to ask about your topic. What are the things about your topic that you want to make sure you learn more about? And so you'll type them here. Question 1, but you'll actually be typing questions. Now, do you notice that when I press enter on the keyboard, it automatically gives me another bullet point? It would do the same thing if we were using a numbered list. If I press enter twice, that bulleting trick goes away. I'll show you a numbered list next. I click the number button up here. Now we have number 1. So I would type my first question, press enter, and it automatically numbers it number 2. And number 3, and so on. So it's really nice when you're typing a list to let it just automatically either do your numbers or your bullet points, whichever you prefer. Okay, so once more from the top. You're going to put a title at the top of your page. You're going to skip a couple lines, and you're going to start typing a list of questions that you want to research. When you type your list, use either the bulleted list or the numbered list. When you do this list, your target in the directions say brainstorm at least 6 questions. So my friend who did the example, they need to add a couple more questions to their list, a couple more things they want to learn about. Everybody else, you'll need to think of 6 questions to investigate about your topic. Now, if you think of more than 6 questions, that's totally fine, because then you'll learn more things. In fact, there's a chance that when you get your question list back, I might send you, return it to you with a comment on it to help push your thinking and help you brainstorm more questions. For example, on this list, there are great questions about humans interacting with the environment, how humans relate to chocolate. And there's some about like what kinds of chocolate, that's the environment coming back. But I would push this person to tie them together a little bit more. Maybe how chocolate grows, or what do people grow chocolate on farms, and maybe what the environment impacts of that are. Are people like chopping down the forest to grow chocolate? Is that a problem? I don't know yet, but these might be some of the things I would push this person to investigate. So don't be surprised if you get your list back and it has some other questions from me in the comments for you to add to your list or just think about. We can talk about this more during our meetings or during office hours if you have any questions. So, you're going to see a blank page with no formatting for you to work on when you get this assignment so that you can practice making a title, making a bulleted list, and coming up with your research questions. All right, that's all for now. I'll see you in the next video.